In my previous life, I won 80 million in the lottery, but my parents and sister teamed up with my boyfriend to steal the winning ticket. Later, they even cut ties with me and kicked me out of the house. Finally, during an argument, my sister pushed me down the stairs, and I lost consciousness. When I woke up again, my parents and sister had actually been reborn with me. Seeing them rush to buy the numbers I had won within my past life, I curled the corners of my lips. They didn't know that I was born with the luck of a golden koi. Winning 80 million wasn't because of those lottery numbers, but because it was the lottery ticket I bought. Opening my eyes again, I stared blankly at the familiar surroundings before me. This is the room where I spent a long time in my previous life. Before I could even catch my breath, the door to the room was violently slammed open. Mom, Dad, hurry and pin down this wretched girl. Don't let her have a chance to escape. My sister, Lin Wanyua, looked at me triumphantly, her eyes gleaming with a wolf-like greed. My father, Lin Duang, without hesitation, lunged at me upon hearing Lin Wanyua's command. He held me down firmly, took out a rope, and tied my hands tightly. Mother, Chen Rao's, locked the door with a click and yelled at me, "You just stay here." After saying that, she immediately put on a gentle face and said softly to Lin Wanyua outside the door, Yeah, go buy the lottery ticket quickly." Hearing this, I finally understood everything. The 3 people who caused my death in my previous life have all actually been reborn as well. Is it possible that this wretched girl has also been reborn? I overheard Chunru whispering to Lin Duang. So, what if she has been reborn? What kind of waves can she possibly stir up? Besides, the money is already as good as in our hands. Lin Duang answered bluntly, not even trying to hide his words from me. Mom, Dad, what are you talking about? I stared at them in a daze, pretending to be innocent and clueless. Just remember not to covet what doesn't belong to you. Chunru looked me up and down with annoyance and snorted coldly. I chuckled to myself, thinking that this time those numbers wouldn't win the lottery, because I was born with the luck of a golden carp. If I'm not the one buying the ticket, what does it matter if you recite the numbers? I realized from a very young age that my luck seemed to be out of the ordinary. And this unusualness seems to have gone beyond the scope of materialism. When I was a kid, I would shake the ball machine at the supermarket, and with a casual shake, I got a gold ball. I shook it again, and it was another gold ball. The 3rd time I shook it, it was yet another gold ball. The clerk was completely dumbfounded. I clearly remember there was only one gold ball inside. The clerk muttered quietly, "There are many similar examples." I often wonder if it's because my luck in this area is so unbelievably bizarre that the people I meet just keep getting worse because these troublemakers at home constantly put me down since I was a child, while treating my sister with warmth and favoritism. So, I kept my guard up and never revealed my uncanny knack for winning prizes to them. That lottery ticket in my previous life was originally my plan to completely escape this family. I never expected to be betrayed by my boyfriend, who spilled the news about winning the lottery to them. What happened next is known to everyone. If I could start over, I would never let these 4 people off the hook. Linu Wanyua quickly returned after buying the lottery tickets. I could see the excitement on her face from 10 meters away. She strode over to me with her head held high, looking arrogant and domineering. "Lin Xiao, my family is about to strike it rich. But this has nothing to do with you." "Oh right. You're about to get the 80 million from your dreams, sister." "What are you talking about? How can buying a lottery ticket be considered making a fortune?" I showed a puzzled expression. Our family may not have money, but we should still be down to earth and not indulge in unrealistic dreams. I kindly advised Lin Hua this way. Lin Hua suddenly flared up, grabbing my collar angrily and saying, "You're just jealous, you wretch. By your logic, if I buy a lottery ticket, does that mean I'm going to get rich?" I immediately pushed her away and stomped on her foot hard. Without waiting for her reaction, I immediately bought a lottery ticket online right in front of her. At this, Lin Hua looked as if she had just witnessed the biggest joke of all time. "Linnea, you really don't understand anything. How about this? Kneel down and kowtow to me a few times. For old time's sake, I might just give you a little something later." "Why should I? You say you're rich. Well then, rich lady, why not send me 50 to prove it?" I ignored her provocation and gave her a dismissive look. Fine, fine. Just you wait, she said, then turned and ran off to Lin Duang, saying who knows what. The next day, things unfolded exactly as I had expected. My parents and younger sister really did go and borrow from a loan shark. There's still a week left until the lottery draw. But those three idiots clearly can't hold back any longer. After all, in their minds, the lottery numbers are all the same. How could they not win? Plus, I often stir the pot in front of them, acting as if they're all just daydreaming. So they wanted to humiliate me badly, and went to borrow money. They couldn't borrow much through normal channels, but their greed knew no bounds. They went and took out a high-interest loan together. What's more, all three of them were guarantors, meaning none of them could escape the debt when it came time to repay. Not only that, they even mortgaged everything they could. Their houses, cars, and all, which turned out to be an unexpected delight for me, probably to humiliate me. They wanted to drag me along to the mall. I was also quite happy to see it happen, so I went along with them with the attitude of watching a joke unfold. Inside the opulent, high-end mall, a dazzling array of goods filled the space, exuding an air of luxury and wealth. The three of them were like Granny Lou entering the Grand View Garden, cautiously taking in everything around them. Then a fervent greed quickly emerged again. Lin Wanyu pointed at a Mayumiya bag and exclaimed, "Wrap this up for me." Afterward, she bought the entire Mayumiya collection, and after putting it all on, ran over to show off in front of me. "Lin Yao, do you think it looks good?" I secretly found it amusing. Mayumiya depreciates much faster than other brands. In 2 days, she'll be crying while holding on to that pile of designer goods. Chenu seemed a bit uneasy. Yeah. After all, we're spending borrowed money at high interest. Scared of what? Yeah, just use it freely. Won't 80 million be deposited in a couple of days? You women always overthink things. Lin Darwang acted fearlessly, putting on the airs of a nouveau riche. Soon, Chenru also immersed herself in the joy of shopping. They bought all sorts of branded clothes, bags, jewelry, and so on. Lin Duang even boldly paid the down payment for a luxury car. I imagine he must be dreaming of picking up the car in a couple of days. Just like that, the three of them, adorned in gold and silver, were ready to head back, while I, dressed plainly, stood beside them like a servant. Passers-by also cast strange glances at me. And seeing this, they became even more pleased with themselves. Lin Hua said with a sardonic tone, "I say, Lin Yao, you really are in a sorry state now. I really don't know which countryside you crawled out from." I paid no attention to her sarcasm and responded casually, Yeah, you're absolutely right. I really don't understand what's the big deal about having a bit of money and what gives them the right to mock me. Besides, they wouldn't even have that money anyway." Chenru was the first to confront me. "How do you talk to your sister?" "All right, Mom. Don't you know what Lin Yao is like? She's just jealous." I spoke up, pretending to be dismissive. Buying a few designer brands makes you think you're all that. Real wealthy people have luxury goods delivered to their doorsteps while you guys are rushing to buy them yourselves. So tacky. They were easily provoked by my taunting words, glaring at me fiercely. Just then my phone suddenly received a message. Xiao, are you home? I'm coming to see you. Oh, the boyfriend who betrayed me in my past life has come knocking. This time, let the four of them fight among themselves. When I got to the door, Zhang Hao was indeed already waiting there. His eyes lit up when he saw my sister all decked out in designer brands. He didn't notice at all that I was standing right beside them. Seeing Zhang Hao, memories from my past life surged over me like a tidal wave. At this very time in my past life, Zhang Hao had already betrayed me and secretly gotten involved with my sister. It must be said that Zhang Hao has a deceptive face, appearing to be very upright and honorable. I grew up in an environment devoid of love, making me someone who is particularly love-starved. When I first started college and got together with him, I naively believed that this man could give me love and a sense of security. Later, when I won 80 million, I told him about it right away. But I never expected to be met with a devastating betrayal. I will never forget the sight of him and my sister standing before me, looking at me with disdain. Lin Yao, you're a real idiot. I've long been tired of playing with you. Hand over all 80 million, then get lost. I couldn't believe it. At that moment, it felt like something inside me had completely shattered. I struggled desperately, but I was no match for the four of them. I could only watch helplessly as my winning lottery ticket was snatched away. If that were all, it would be fine. After all, I have the luck of a koi. Winning again would be a piece of cake for me. But they kept picking fights, insulting, and belittling me over and over again. Even a clay figure has its temper. I couldn't take it anymore and ended up arguing with Lin Wanyua, only to be pushed down the stairs and lose consciousness in the last second before losing consciousness. I saw the mocking smiles on their faces. In this lifetime, I will only love myself well, and those who have let me down will surely get the punishment they deserve. Over there, Zhang Hao and Lin Wanu were already exchanging flirtatious glances. Zhang Hao, what brings you here for this man? I can't even be bothered to feign superficial politeness. What's with that tone? Why are you being so harsh to Haoan? Lin Wanu actually started defending him. Seeing Lin Wanu's unnatural expression, I knew that she no longer had any regard for Zhang Hao. After all, she thought she was about to have tens of millions, and she only said that to annoy me. Seeing Lin Wanu giving him so much face, Zhang Hao couldn't help but look quite pleased with himself. Xiao Xiao, what's with your tone today? And what's going on with your family now? He pretended to casually inquire about my family's situation, but his eyes were already fixed on the Rolex that Lin Duang bought today. I find it quite ridiculous that everyone says women are gold diggers, but when it comes to men, they are no less materialistic. In my past life, I must have been blind to have been interested in someone like that. Lin Wanu gave me a malicious glance and waved her hand dismissively. How you? That's not her home. Only we have money. What does she even count for? Zhang He's face suddenly changed. Let's break up, Lin Xiao. I almost laughed out loud. Zhang He. Oh Zhang He, you're not even going to pretend anymore, are you? It's a textbook example of turning on someone as quickly as flipping a page. Lin Wanu immediately latched onto Zhang Hao as well, declaring her claim. Truly a perfect match between A__ and a dog, lasting forever. Thinking of this, I could no longer hold back. I raised my hand and slapped Zhang Hao with all my strength. A red mark immediately appeared on his face. Before anyone could react, I switched hands. Then I slapped Lin Wanu's face with full force, looking at the perfectly symmetrical slap marks on both their faces. I smiled with satisfaction. Now it's even. That feels much better. Lin Wanu covered her face, looking at me in disbelief. Zhang Hao, flushed with anger and humiliation, veins bulging on his face, tried to rush forward to hit me. But I had anticipated this and nimbly dodged his attack. Lin Xiao, how dare you bully your sister? Get out of here. Lin Duang and Chen Ru shielded Lin Wanu like mother hens protecting their chicks. I coldly stared at the two people blocking my path. In my past life, after my younger sister was born, I completely became the family's scullery maid. They were willing to fulfill Lin Wanyua's every little request. But with me, if they were dissatisfied, it was a beating. They did everything they could to help Lin Wanyua succeed. Yet they never spared me a second glance. Back then, I was still naive, thinking that perhaps by studying hard I could make them look at me with newfound respect. And later, I did indeed get into a much better university than Lin Wanyua. But they would only point at Lin Wanyua and spout nonsense with their eyes wide open. Truly a child of our Lin family. So much more outstanding than that good-for-nothing. Such baseless and extreme favoritism has persisted from my childhood until now. I often wonder if I am truly their biological child. No matter what, it's time to make a clean break now. I spoke word by word with determination and relief in my eyes. All right, let's make this clear. I'm an adult now, so transfer my household registration immediately. From now on, there will be no relationship or obligations between us. Of course, they were more than happy to oblige. I knew they absolutely didn't want me to get even a penny of that 80 million. The irony is they won't even have that money in the first place. The procedures were handled quickly, and I soon moved out, renting a place near the school with the money I earned from working. I could indeed rely on my koi luck to easily obtain money. But after my past life experiences, I realized that this is a double-edged sword. I cannot always depend on luck, because over time it would only turn me into a useless person who can do nothing. Moreover, human greed is endless and can never be satisfied. I don't want to be tempted by such desires. I checked the time and realized there was only one day left until the lottery draw. Just then, my middle school friend Laimaki suddenly sent me a message, and her tone seemed a bit strange. Lin Xiao, how did your family become so well off all of a sudden? She sent me several screenshots. They were all from Lin Wanyua's moments since Lin Wanyua and I attended the same middle school, and she was only 2 grades below me. Laimaki also had her on WeChat. The first picture was filled with luxury brand packaging boxes with the caption, "A fulfilling day." The second picture shows a diamond ring with the caption, "A gift from my dear boyfriend Tilda." I sneered. Zhang Hao must have spent a fortune to win over a wealthy woman. Given his financial situation, he probably had to borrow a lot of money to afford such a diamond ring. The third photo is a group picture of Lin Wanyua, Chen Ru, and Lin Duang with the caption, "Family Fut trying to use a social media post to upset me. But I won't feel hurt or distressed because of it. I found out that I'm not their biological child after they kicked me out of the house. I immediately took a few strands of hair and got a paternity test done. I was lucky. The hair I collected still had follicles attached as expected. The results showed that I have no blood relation with the 3 of them. Suddenly, all the differential treatment in my past life made sense. Of course, having a reason doesn't mean I will ever understand it. The pain I endured has always been there. They must pay the price for what they have done." On the phone, Laimaki continued to send me messages. Wow. Lin Wua must have lost her mind. I just went to ask her what was going on. Do you know what she said? She actually claimed that she would win 80 million in the lottery in a day. This is definitely delusional. And why on earth would they exclude you? I moved my fingers and typed a sentence. I want to watch a good show to better humiliate me. Lin Wua had sent me an address a few days ago, even thoughtfully including the time. Since she's like this, I naturally have to show up and give her face. Early the next morning, I geared up and headed to the prize redemption office. Laimaki was also waiting there. She grabbed me and pointed to the side, signaling me to look over. I took a closer look and saw Lin Duang making a grand entrance in a Ferrari. Lin Wua saw me coming and strode over deliberately, waving at me to show off the veteran Constantine on her wrist. Lin Wua lifted her head arrogantly, like a rooster ready for a fight. "Linnea, you actually came. Don't you still doubt that my family is wealthy? You'll see the proof soon." Laimaki beside her couldn't stand it any longer. Such a damn show-off. I smiled. Then we'll just have to wait and see. The numbers on the phone screen scrolled and soon came to a stop. Seeing the familiar numbers, I chuckled with ease. The numbers do look familiar, but they're not the winning combination from a past life. Instead, they're the numbers I randomly bought in front of Lin Wua back then. She even laughed at me for it. Lin Wua, on the other hand, didn't even glance at the winning numbers and walked directly to the prize claim counter, speaking with an air of arrogance. "We want to claim the prize." They were too confident in the outcome from their previous life. Though from a materialistic perspective, it did make sense. It's just a shame they ran into me. After checking, the staff member showed a strange expression. "I'm sorry, but you did not win the prize." Lin Wua still had a haughty and arrogant expression on her face at that moment, and it took her a while to process that she hadn't won the prize. She just stood there motionless. Hilarious. The 80 million in her dream just flew away. Impossible. Lin Darwang, looking agitated, tried to reach through the glass to grab the staff member by the collar. The numbers changed. Chinru desperately pulled out her phone to show them, her face ashen. Lin Wua panicked instantly, muttering to herself repeatedly. "How is that possible? Impossible. It's impossible." She suddenly charged at me, her gaze so fierce it was chilling. "Was it you? Was it you underscore? Who tampered with it?" Seeing that she was about to pounce on me and start a fight, I immediately pulled out the pepper spray I had prepared in advance from my bag and sprayed it all over her face. She let out a pig-slaughtering-like scream, flailing her hands like a dead fish. Lime Kai also had a fiery temper and spat at her fiercely. "Lin Wua, you really are insane. What does your not winning the prize have to do with Lin Xiao? Chun Ru and Lin Darwang wanted to come over to help their daughter, but the staff had already called security to control the situation. They were restrained by security just as my hands had been tightly bound by them when I was first reborn. The roles were completely reversed. Just like that, I walked toward the counter right in front of them. Please help me cash this lottery ticket. The staff member's mouth dropped open wide enough to fit 5 eggs. Congratulations. This might be the biggest prize I've ever seen in my career. My set of numbers unsurprisingly won 100 million. Although Lin Hua couldn't see clearly because I sprayed something in her eyes, her ears were perfectly fine. Hearing these words, she actually fainted on the spot with a thud. Chun Ru stood frozen in place, her face dazed and her body trembling uncontrollably. Lin Darwang was even more unable to bear the shock, his face flushed bright red. He shoved aside the security guard blocking him, swinging his fists, but was quickly subdued to the ground. Passers-by whispered among themselves. Where did this family of lunatics come from? They must have gone crazy trying to win the lottery. How terrifying. That little girl is so lucky. Such a huge prize in the end. These 3 were taken to the police station for causing a disturbance. I think they'll probably be detained for at least a few days. And as for those loan sharks, I sincerely hope they can pay off their debts in this lifetime. Lime Kai came to her senses, looked at me in surprise, and clapped her hands. Li Niao, you're right. It really is quite a show. I smiled faintly. This was only the beginning. In the following days, I was busy handling various procedures. However, I still went to university as usual. During a Maro Zedong thought class, I suddenly received a text message. Lin Xiao, let's talk. I knew with just a thought that it was that scumbag Zhang Hao trying to get back together. The diamond ring he splurged on before turned out to be a total waste. So he came back to me. I ignored him and blocked him right away, but I underestimated how shameless he could be. After class, he was waiting for me at the classroom door. Some classmates who didn't know the situation started making a fuss. Li Niao, your boyfriend is still picking you up after class. How sweet. I said bluntly. Zhang Hao, after you cheated on me and got together with Lin Hua. We were already completely broken up. What are you trying to do by shamelessly clinging to me now? Hearing this, the classmates who had just been teasing immediately looked at Zhang Hao with disdain. Zhang Hao was humiliated by me, and his face turned very unpleasant. But he immediately put on a sickeningly affectionate expression and grabbed my hand. Xiao Xiao, I know I was wrong. It was Lin Hua who seduced me. I never intended to be with her. I shook off his hand violently as if I had touched something filthy. What a damn nuisance. I quickly took out the hand sanitizer to disinfect my hands, then immediately started yelling at him. Bro, how dare you have the nerve to say that? Weren't you just after Lin Hua's money when you got together with her? Coming back to find me now must be because she's broke, right? Zhang Hao, having been called out, immediately flew into a rage out of shame. I didn't wait for him to retort and immediately continued my tirade. Zhang Hao, don't think I don't know. You bought her a big diamond ring. Tell everyone how much money you borrowed for it so we can all have a laugh. Coming back to me now is just to get me to help you pay off the debt. Don't be disgusting. Zhang Hao quickly shook his head in denial, but his guilty expression gave everything away. The people around couldn't stand it anymore and started whispering among themselves. This guy is so disgusting. Where does he get the nerve? Sister Xiao, my queen. Calling out the scumbag right to his face. I'm literally about to throw up. How dare he have the audacity to ask the ex he cheated on to pay back the money he spent on his current girlfriend? Slander. You're slandering me. You're saying all this, but do you have any proof, any evidence? Of course there is. I opened the audio file on my phone and pressed play. Fools with a bunch of extreme people like you. How could I not have made all the necessary preparations? The audio played, faithfully recreating the scene from that time. I heard Lin Wu say that their money had nothing to do with me. And then I heard them break up with me directly, only to later see them hold hands and speak those loving words to each other. All of this, everything, was displayed in front of everyone. Everyone was shocked by Zhang Ha's hypocrisy of a thief crying, "Stop thief." Even guys who usually aren't close to me stood up for me. Bro, are you even human? You're worse than an animal. Seeing that the situation was beyond redemption, Zhang Ha's face turned pale and then flushed, and he quickly turned and ran away. I watched his retreating figure and smiled. Zhang Ha apparently still doesn't know about my lottery win. If Lin Hua tells him about it later, he will definitely come back for more, but I'm not afraid of them. Whatever comes, we'll handle it. When I was about to return to the rental apartment, I spotted Lin Hua's figure from a distance, after not seeing her for a few days. There was no longer that triumphant look on her face, only numbness and emptiness. Even her spine was bent, and her whole being exuded an aura of despair and decadence. Lin Hua, instead of paying off your debts, what do you mean by blocking me here? I crossed my arms and watched her disheveled appearance with leisurely composure. You've been reborn too, haven't you? You swapped that lottery ticket, didn't you? She still stubbornly believes that I am the one who caused this situation. But all of this has absolutely nothing to do with me. It was they themselves who couldn't resist the temptation of money and spent beyond their means. Being buried in debt is clearly a self-inflicted consequence. I threw my hands up. What's it got to do with me? Infuriated by my dismissive attitude, she started banging on the door of the rental apartment. I don't think I told her that I've installed surveillance cameras both at the entrance and inside the house. Congratulations to Lin Hua. Another beautiful addition to her debt. Before leaving, she stared at me intently. Lin Hua, just you wait. Just as Lin Hua had said a few days later, Lin Darwang and Chen Ru came to the school to cause trouble because they owed a debt that could never be repaid. They had nothing left to fear. Chen Ru knelt directly at the school gate, carrying a blood-red sign on her back. On it, large black characters read, Lin Xiao refuses to support her biological parents. Disregarding human decency, Linda Zhang held a loudspeaker, repeatedly broadcasting the words on the sign. This matter quickly caught the attention of the school's higher-ups, and the counselor immediately called me to the principal's office. Lin Xiao, your parents and you have now seriously damaged our school's image. If this continues to spread, you will face expulsion. After the principal delivered a heavy blow, he then offered me a carrot. You have received scholarships for 4 consecutive semesters. You are an outstanding student. Go apologize to your parents right now, and then come forward to explain. I believe you will do the right thing. I am very disappointed in the principal. Why blame all the mistakes on me without even distinguishing right from wrong? I will let him know that he is wrong. I will handle this matter within 2 days. No need for you to worry about it. I left these words behind, turned around and walked out of the office. Making a phone call, I said, hello. How is the investigation I asked you to look into going? The voice on the phone replied, please rest assured. We have found evidence that Lin Duang and Chen Ru bought the child. After learning that I had no blood relation to Chen Ru and Lin Duang, I hired a private investigator to look into this matter. As far as I know, they don't have any relatives, so it's highly unlikely that I'm a child from a relative's family. That leaves only one possibility. I was trafficked to their home. Following this lead, the truth was indeed uncovered. The person on the phone continued. Lin Duang and Chen Ru, unable to have children, bought one 19 years ago. That child was you. These are some testimonies from fellow villagers back then and the payment receipts from that time. I've sent them all to your email. Lin Duang can't keep his mouth shut. After buying the child, he went around telling everyone. As for your biological parents, I'm sorry, but we haven't been able to find them. I breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you. This is enough. This evidence is sufficient to send them to prison. Outside, public opinion had completely erupted. Not only were the campus walls covered, but Lin Duang and Chen Ru were determined to get money from me. They even brought in journalists to film, hoping to expand their influence and put pressure on me. The incident quickly climbed to the tail end of the trending topics, and then rose higher and higher. Today's college students have no conscience. How can they abandon their parents just because they went to college? Such people should be expelled from school. They're social scum. Oh my God. How desperate that mother kneeling at the door must be. I'm almost in tears. 99% of the comments online are hurling insults at me. Occasionally, a few acquaintances speak up for me, but they are quickly drowned out by the spitfire of netizens. I couldn't care less about the online criticism and quickly organized the evidence, then posted it all online in one go. Then I swaggered toward Chenru and the others. The reporters nearby, like sharks that had caught the scent of blood, swarmed around me. Lin Xiao, did you really abandon your parents? Lin Xiao, why did you do such a thing? I waved my hand at the surrounding reporters. I want to say a few words to them first. I walked over to Chenru, who was still kneeling on the ground, her face looking much older. As soon as Chenru saw me, it was as if she had seen a savior. She hugged my leg and pleaded desperately. Mom and Dad really can't go on like this. We've worked so hard to raise you for 20 years and sent you to university to study, but you just walked away when the family was in trouble. We're truly heartbroken. I raised an eyebrow. Oh, and who was it that kicked me out of the house back then? I have recordings of everything you said at the time. The reason you're in this situation now is because you took out high-interest loans to buy luxury goods. There's no relationship left between us. Seeing that the emotional blackmail wasn't working, Chenru revealed a resentful expression. Lin Xiao, you have 100 million. Why won't you spend it on us? Lin Duang said gruffly. They really take my efforts for granted. But have they ever considered what they've done to me? How can there be such shameless people? 800 million. Oh, after taxes, I donated all of it. I straightforwardly showed them the donation page. Besides, we weren't related by blood before, right? I was a child you bought, and I will never forget or forgive the abuse and ridicule I endured growing up. All the relevant evidence and donation records have been posted online. Justice lies in the hearts of the people, and I have a clear conscience. I dropped a bombshell. The surrounding journalists and onlookers instantly erupted in an uproar. As I posted the evidence online, the situation gradually began to reverse. At first, some people didn't believe it, thinking I was trying to clear my name. Soon after, an official account reposted my Weibo post. Caption: resolutely combat the crime of child trafficking. This is solid evidence of Chenru and Lin Duang's actions. Netizens have all turned to my side. In reality, Lin Duang is still struggling desperately and unwilling to give up. You're slandering me. After shouting, he looked around at the reporters and the crowd as if pleading for help. It's this person who's slandering us. You have to seek justice for us. The reporters and the crowd weren't fools. They had seen the evidence that was gaining traction online, and the official confirmation. Immediately, someone stepped forward and shouted at them. I've never seen such shameless people. Borrowing money just to satisfy your own material desires, and then making the child you bought pay it back. I spit on you. Look at others. They won 100 million and donated all the money to charity. The people around chimed in. Yeah. And you even came to the girls' school to spread rumors. If it weren't for her quick thinking to uncover the truth and keep evidence, she would have been cyberbullied to death. Child trafficking. Both buying and selling are crimes. Go to your prison. Seeing that the situation was beyond saving, Chenru's face instantly lost all color. Her hair was disheveled, her eyes bloodshot as she muttered to herself, "It's over. It's all over." Lin Duang could no longer muster any strength to do anything at this point. He collapsed to the ground, his entire body as if crushed, unable to straighten up. I watched coldly as the two of them had already fallen into the abyss. You can just repent in prison. Chenru and Lin Duang were sentenced to 10 years in prison. The online abuse directed at them has not stopped. In fact, it has intensified. Curious netizens dug up information about their biological daughter, Lin Wua. I took the opportunity to post the video of Lin Wua banging on the door, and the audio of the scumbag. It stirred up another storm online. In this lifetime, I'll make sure they get a taste of what it's like to be condemned by everyone. Zhang Hayu was completely unable to hold his head up at school, and was forced to take a leave of absence. Regarding Lin Wua, an acquaintance told me that she has nowhere to go to escape her debts. She can't go to school. Her home has been seized. And at this moment, no one knows where she is hiding. After Chenru and Lin Duang were imprisoned, all the debts fell entirely on Lin Wua's shoulders. I received another anonymous text message. Li Niao, are you trying to drive me to my death? You'll get your retribution. Just you wait. What retribution could I possibly get? With a snap of my fingers, I can get another huge sum of money while your life is already ruined. You'll be burdened with debt for the rest of your life. I typed these words with delight. Based on my understanding of Lin Wanu from these 2 lifetimes, she will definitely try every means to get back at me. Everything I'm doing now is actually to fuel her revenge. After all, just making her owe a debt is far from satisfying for me. One night, as I was returning alone to my rented apartment, I was kidnapped and forced into a black van. Although my eyes were covered, the familiar sharp female voice had already given everything away. Lin Xiao, you've finally fallen into my hands. Didn't expect that, did you? You thought you could rest easy and live a good life, didn't you? Haha, I figured it out. There's something wrong with your luck, isn't there? You win the lottery every time you buy a ticket. Lin Wanu's mental state was already problematic. Her words were incoherent and she was acting crazy. Sure enough, my dear sister made her move. Under my previous guidance, she deduced the lucky charm aura I possess. We arrived at the location, and I was kicked out of the car. Lin Wanu roughly tore the blindfold off my face. This is a suspected abandoned warehouse with dim lighting, and a thick smell of dust lingering in the air. Her hair was disheveled as she stood before me. Her eyes fierce as if she wanted to devour me whole. I could tell that she had been living very, very poorly during this time. If she's doing poorly, then I'm happy. So I flashed a big smile and she was so furious that she tried to slap me. But I dodged it nimbly with a roll. Forget it. Yeah. She can't escape our grasp anyway. A gloomy male voice came through. Zhang Hao is here too. I could almost howl at the sky. I was still thinking about how to make Zhang Hao suffer a greater retribution. It was like offering a pillow to someone who was about to fall asleep. Lin Yao, at this point, if you just buy us 10 lottery tickets, we might consider letting you off. Zhang Hao was holding a knife, staring at me coldly. I could sense a strong killing intent in his eyes. However, I don't expect him to spare me at all. Nor do I need to because the backup I prepared is about to arrive. I feigned a look of shock. Zhang Hao, are you crazy? How could you believe such a thing? Think carefully. Lin Wanu's debt is so massive that she could never repay it even by working her whole life. She has no way out anymore. The money you owe can be completely paid off. You're just taking a break from school now. Once some time passes and everyone forgets about this, wouldn't it be better for you to return to university and continue your studies? Lin Wanyua is trying to drag you down with her. If this kidnapping is exposed, you'll be facing prison time. Have you forgotten? Who was it that got you into debt? It was Lin Wanyua. Are you really going to ruin your entire life for Lin Wanyua's wild speculation? I tried to persuade him patiently. Zhang Hao seemed to take it in a little. His brow furrowed tightly. Brother Hao, you don't listen to that. Lin Wanyua said anxiously. At that moment, a loud noise came from outside the warehouse. Immediately after, the door was smashed open. My backup has arrived. Actually, a few days ago, I had already reported to the police that I received a threatening letter. Plus, with all the recent buzz online about those incidents, the police have paid a lot of attention to my report. I intentionally chose to go home alone late at night. Isn't this the perfect opportunity for them to carry out their revenge? They stepped into the spiderweb I had woven without a trace of doubt. Police? How could there be police? Zhang Hao was flustered and panicked, the knife in his hand trembling uncontrollably. Is it you? Did you call the police? Zhang Hao yelled at Lin Wanyua. After my earlier instigation, he believed that Lin Wanyua was trying to drag him down with her, coupled with his already extremely unstable emotions. He went crazy. You're already beyond saving yourself, and now you're trying to ruin me too. I'm going to kill you. After saying this, he raised the knife and slashed at Lin Wanyua, who was standing frozen in place. The police had no time to stop him in that moment. Lin Wanyua was almost immediately covered in blood, and I saw a stream of blood spurt from her body. The police seized the opportunity and pulled Zhang Hao away. It was too late. Lin Wanyua was already in a state of shallow breathing. With more air going out than coming in, she writhed on the ground trying to stand up, but it was no longer possible. In the end, she stared at me with a deathly glare. And just like that, she stopped breathing, dead with eyes wide open. Zhang Haiyu finally realized that he had just killed someone. It wasn't me who killed her. It wasn't me. I don't want to go to jail. It's all Lin Wanyua's fault. It's all Lin Zhao's fault. All of you just die. I rolled my eyes and sneered mockingly. What do you mean, prison? It's clearly the death penalty. Upon hearing this, he struggled even more fiercely, but the police subdued him completely. What awaited him was the judgment of the law. Ms. Lin, you shouldn't have taken such a risk. Fortunately, you're safe. A female police officer approached me, her tone a mix of reproach and concern. I smiled at her, feeling completely relaxed for the first time since my rebirth. Thank you, but it was worth it. My revenge has finally come to an end, and now a brand new beautiful beginning awaits. Zhang Hao was unequivocally sentenced to death upon hearing the news of their daughter's murder in prison. Chen Ru and Lin Darwang fainted immediately. They are still undergoing emergency treatment. I have completely emerged from the shadows of my past life. After that, I never relied on lucky chances again. I firmly believe that a bright future is created by one's own hands, not by elusive luck. I successfully graduated from university and also took the postgraduate entrance exam. In terms of work, although companies abroad extended olive branches to me, I still resolutely chose to stay in this land and became a member of the Child Protection Association because I have been through the rain myself. This time, I want to hold up an umbrella for those children.